So yeah, we gotta hurry this shit up. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that awesome new role-playing game where we're all pandas with katanas and we're killing demons. We're totally stop ruining my dreams, Xenia. Stop it. Stop.
I'm gonna ruin all of your dreams.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is the Dread Pirate, and with me is Oxentius.
And remember to not scroll so high in this chat.
And he needs to not scroll so high in this class. Oxentius, are you ready to finish this fucking game?
Maybe.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. We're still in the same fight. The fight that will never end because you're fighting the thing that you shouldn't fight.
This really does need to end. So it's it is GF's to go to Beasky's turn because he is at the tip of the ring, and we are at the tip of the ring.
Well, that's the thing. You are fighting Azathoth, which is a thing you're not supposed to fight because you're supposed to run from him, and he's big and scary. But yes. So, are you still having issues?
No.
Okay.
I'm actually. It looks like it's pretty good.
Okay. All right. Let's fucking do this. Let's fucking end this shit and get a happy ending, or die horribly in the stomach of a beast that should not be. So last we met, you were on your spaceship, with God, who is Marvel Comics' Jack Kirby. And you are floating in a giant void outside of time and space. Behind you is a giant cosmic dude sitting in a chair who has been identified as the Living Tribunal. In front of you is Azathoth, the ball of madness and tentacly chaos at the center of the universe, who's thrashing and gnashing at your friends. You're surrounded by an assortment of gods that you've befriended, and you're all desperately fighting this thing that's driving you crazy. And you're fighting for your lives, and that's where we left off. And I think the last thing that, like, I didn't even mention this in-game, but I texted it to you, was basically, last thing that's noted is that your friend Alistar has gone crazy. Specifically, he's just started staring at Azathoth and isn't moving. He's just kind of floating there.
How did you text this to me?
What's that?
When did you text this to me?
I think it was after you'd gone to bed. And okay, so yeah, all right, yeah. He actually, because he crit failed his will save for the Whale of Madness, so instead of dropping him to 1, he got dropped to 0. So he is now poor Alistair. Everybody, you don't know how anybody's standing outside because there's no ground, but people are just kind of floating and flying all over the place. But he's just floating there, kind of staring into Azathoth as if he's looking into the deadlights. And he's just kind of like drooling while looking at him. So that's the last thing that you noticed happened. Actually, the last thing that happened was Azathoth started screaming this howling, mewling noise, and even God is like holding his head and kind of looking at this thing in like almost like fear and kind of like you know, this is getting bad. And
God should be immune.
God should be immune, yet he's not, and that's kind of unsettles you because you're not.
No, that irks me as a player. Like, why did you not make him immune to this?
Well, I mean, you want to know now? I mean, because, like, it's one of those, like, do you want me to tell you how I make the sausages? I mean, because
Is it because you had to stat him instead of just making him a concept?
If you want to, well, you know, I'm blaming you for this, because you're Mr. Oh, I wish a bunch of God would show up and help, So that's I'm blaming you. When in doubt, blame.
Maybe there's a reason God was never statted to begin with. It's because everyone understands that he's just an existential concept that can do whatever it wants.
Not true. There is a concept in D&D as over deities, and God would fall under that category, which you can stat. It's just like, why bother? Which you're supposed to do that. Also, Io, you could argue, is an over deity. Now, if you want to know how I make the sauce, here's the thing. So you'll be happy to know that, and again, I need to go to confession for statting him in the first place. But yeah, you'll be happy to know that when it comes to hit points, God's doing just fine. God has the appropriate hit points God should have. God has infinity plus 51. However, what I didn't factor into was the fact that, like everything else, like everything in my games where we throw Call of Cthulhu stuff in here, God has a sanity score. It's normally 515. What I hadn't counted on was the Whale of Madness ability of Azathoth, which, if you happen to fail a will save, drops your sanity to 1. So, Yeah, I was kind of unprepared for that, and what I really wasn't expecting was for God to fail his will save, but it wasn't quite high enough. I think the DC was like in the 60s, and he had like a 46, and he just rolled kind of low. Yes, Oxenius, and all other Christians out there, send your hate mail to me. I deserve it. I'm sacrilegious and nutritious.
Speaking of hate mail.
Yes. But yeah, so he just did that. God looks a little perturbed by this, and looks like, okay, shit got real. And again, more sacrilege. One of the people that's not perturbed by this is Thanos. Thanos is just kind of smirking. And that comes to our initiative order, which I want to review since it's been a while since we played last. The initiative is Thanos, God, Death, Eternity, Karash, you, Hercules, Alistair, Set, me, the animal, Thor, Lorala, Damiel, Muir, and Azathoth. So, Azathoth showed here late. He got late to the party, so he's last. So I'm just gonna start because like the top 4 are the people I won't let you play. So Thanos looks at Azathoth and looks at everybody, kind of like everybody freaking out as this thing screeches. And it's like, oh, did we hurt the little monster? You are an interesting being to hunt. He points out the gauntlet. The gauntlet glows, and he shoots this big-ass fuck of blast of rainbow energy. Just boom! It shoots like this big, giant laser gunshot. Pierces right through Azathoth's body. And I'm still unready. I forgot I actually need Azathoth's AC out here.
Eddie the Unready.
All right.
We could always call you Never Ready Eddie too.
Never Ready. That would mix things up a bit. I mean, Edward the Unready.
Eddie the Unready has been.
That makes me sound like I'm a king. I'm just a really shitty medieval king. I mean, like there was a guy called the Unready. I just can't remember who it is. I mean, I'd look it up for you, but I'm not ready. And now, okay, day 4. All right, here we go. Okay. There they go. There's that good old ultra reality fuck off ability that this guy has. Okay, there's his AC. All right, my dice. D20 rolled. Thanos rolls an 8. Plus 187. So, no, excuse me, 197. So,
he's gonna make rolls.
205. A 205 hits. Okay, rolling damage now. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually, instead of using the... Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. Alright, he deals 208 damage to Azathoth. And also, there is 32 persistent damage that will continue to be dealt to Azathoth every round, starting with the next round. Depending on whether or not this fucker dies or not. So... 528. 208. Okay. Alright. So he blasts him. It cuts a huge hole through Azathoth, and Azathoth wails. Blah, 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 blah. And, okay.
Azathoth taking damage.
Yeah.
Lots of damage.
Azathoth took 208 damage.
I need a calculator.
Okay.
Because we have 296 plus 208 equals 504 damage dealt to the beast.
Okay. I'm keeping
Nice.
I'm keeping track of his health too. I'm just not telling you what it is. Okay, so God looks a little perturbed by all this, and okay, so God just kind of looks over at you. Can't hang on a second. He snaps his finger, and he's suddenly outside the ship, and he's like, and it seems like he's kind of like God looks pissed. God's like, I'm done playing around with this thing. So God points his hands out this thing, and this big blue energy blast just shoots out of his hand, and blasts through Azathoth as well.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
So, see, this is the advantage of what happens when you damage God, because now you get to see God mad. That's the beauty. See? I shouldn't be damned forever for hell for statting God. Let's see. And God is going to use... Is that what I gave him? I thought I gave him a Squamous Blast. Squamous Blast! There it is! Yeah! Fuck that other ability. Fuck that shit. Alright, so God's going to attack Azathoth. With his Squamous Blast. And he crits! And that would be a 20 plus 146. But yeah, he critted, so that's good. So we're going to roll die 12. Okay. So 82. Alright, God deals 164 damage to Azathoth.
What?
God deals 164 damage to Azathoth.
He only does 164.
Yeah, he does 42 d12, but I rolled a 2, so on my d12, so it's 82 times 2, also another times 2 because of the crit. So it's...
I am tracking 668 damage dealt.
Okay. Alright. And I'm tracking Azathoth's damage as well. I'm just not telling you what it is, because I'm not supposed to do that, because I'm a GM. I'm supposed to be a good GM, not fuck up. So God blasts a hole through him too. Says Azathoth. Death. Okay, death, there's a variety. There's one or two things death might do. Ooh, okay, this might be interesting. Because death could shoot him too, but death has another ability that I want to try out. Let's see. Death also has a Squamous Blast. Let's see. I have to look something up on her character sheet real quick. Avoidance. Death is unable to use Kinboard. Okay. Some weird abilities I gave her. Okay. Hey, you know how hard it is to read all that stuff I sent you with the character sheets?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to read my own shit.
Yeah. You're feeling it.
Yeah.
You know what they make to make this easy?
What?
Fillable character sheets.
Fuck you. Fuck your ugly face.
Because I'm right.
I don't have to acknowledge that you're right. I could just deny it and continue to...
You know I'm right.
Let's see. Oh, that's why it's all weird. Wait. Oh, okay. That's why it's hard for me to find.
I am jumping back into the stock trade, by the way.
Okay. Why?
Because the stocks are actually starting to pick themselves back up.
Okay. Ah, okay, here we go.
I looked at a couple of the funds and they're starting to pick back up where after Trump dropped his new tax reform and his trade stuff. Everyone kind of just pulled out of stocks for a little while because they were kind of, and all the stocks were looking real iffy. and it started declining. So I got at the early part of the decline. So.
Oh, okay, this might actually end the fight. Hang on.
What? You mean I don't have to sit here for 4 hours?
Donald Trump defeats Azathoth.
With trade tariffs.
With trade tariffs, it's like, yeah, I defeat all the Lovecraft monsters. I know how to beat the best Lovecraft monsters. Yeah, your precious Donald and his alleged shrewd business saved us all. Okay.
Out businesses.
Azathoth. All those businesses I've run to the ground, I have the best run to the ground businesses. All right. Okay. So Death disappears, and she suddenly appears behind Azathoth, gigantic, like bigger than Azathoth, and she makes a grapple check on him. She grabs Azathoth and hugs it. She rolls a 12. She gets a 147. She has successfully made her grapple check. Azathoth now needs to make a fortitude save. And I believe it's a DC 26. It's not too bad. I mean, I think he can make it, but, yeah. Where is he? Call Cthulhu. Fortitude save. 14. What's 14 plus 89?
14 plus 89?
Yes.
103.
He successfully makes his fortitude save, which isn't good enough. Well, okay. Let me put it this way. The intended effect of this attack did not work. But the beauty of this attack is even if you make your save, something else happens that is equally beneficial to you, sir. So she grapples Azathoth and hugs it, and then suddenly Azathoth starts quivering and shaking and starts collapsing and starts moving still. It's still kind of blubbering and jerking and, and kind of moving, but she appears to have knocked this thing unconscious by hugging it. And finally we have Eternity. Eternity... Would Eternity kill this thing? I don't know. I'm going to do a D100 to see if Eternity's going to kill it. Yeah, okay. So then Eternity speaks up and says, "Step aside, sister, and let me finish this creature off."
I'm gonna laugh if he doesn't do it.
Death steps aside. Well, no, Death doesn't step aside. Death disappears and is suddenly back where she was standing. She was just kind of floating. And Eternity points his hand. This cosmic energy swirls around him, and he blasts Azathoth. And let's see. He does his squamous blast. Rolls an 11. He scores 163. He's going to do way more damage than I need to actually roll right now. Ooh, I rolled a D12. I rolled a 12. Okay.
If we were playing Tefra and you rolled a 12 on a D12,
yeah,
you would explode all again.
Yeah, something pretty awesome happens here too.
Ooh. Oof.
Alright, so Azathoth is just kind of sitting there floating. He charges up his hand and this powerful blast of cosmic energy shoots, hits Azathoth, and Azathoth explodes into a billion pieces, and goop and ichor and bile fly, light years away in explosions. So here's the thing. So here's what happened. So Death in the Marvel Universe has an ability where if she embraces anyone, they instantaneously die. So the way I worked this out in terms of adapting her to D20 is it's all right, you got to make a high-ass fortitude save appropriate to her stats. So I did that. So it's you make a fortitude save of 26, you don't die, but it drops you to -9 and you're stabilized. So, she's essentially, even if she lost that, which Azathoth has high enough fortitude actually to sustain that, he still dropped to -9. So all I had to do was 1 hit point of damage. Here's the thing. Eternity just dealt 504 damage to Azathoth. So Azathoth is now at -513. Azathoth is dead. Eternity has destroyed Azathoth. Congratulations. This counts as a victory for you because you summoned these gods here. Eternity has destroyed Azathoth. You are alive. You are not crazy. Your sanity's still at 1. But, yeah, you've won the fight. And now I'm going to yell at you because, oh, I have to get to sleep, Eddie. I have to go to bed, Eddie. If you just waited for me to do 4 rounds, we would have ended it and it'd be fine. But no, I had to go to bed. I got to go to a thing. I got to do a thing.
First off, before you continue
Congratulations!
Ranting, before you continue
Alright, the game's over. There's a black screen, end credits, go away. Alright. Here's the thing though, sir. I am not declaring combat over because you got a bunch of random gods around you. And, yeah, so, Karash, it's Karash's turn. What is Karash going to do, if anything?
Karash?
Yeah. The big werewolf guy who you had wait and observe this entire time.
Karash was in the pictures, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Karash, the stalker, he's good.
Yeah, Karash is good.
So he's not gonna... Does he detect any evil?
Oh yeah.
From?
The guy with the gauntlet on his hand is evil. Set, the evil god of Egyptian mythology, he's fucking evil. He's a douche. Lorala's evil. That drow lady that you're friends with, she's evil. He detects a lot of evil around. But mainly those 3. Oh, please fuck up your own characters. Oh, please. What is Karash gonna do, sir?
Karash is gonna leave.
Karash is just gonna leave. He's not gonna talk to anybody.
He's just gonna leave.
Leave how?
Oh shit! I teleported him here, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Does he have a teleport ability?
Probably. You'd be able to look at it before I did. Apparently, all of my pictures of these things just dropped away because stupid.
At will, detect good, detect evil, discern lies, DC 16, true seeing once per day, holy smite, magic circle against evil, polymorph.
Yes, read all this bullshit I sent you.
Oh no, that's not Karash, my bad.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I was not reading Karash. Oh no!
Yes, the game will never end because you can't figure out how to get it to leave. Fuck, hold on, let me help you.
Attack favorite.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
What was that?
Okay. 2. Special attacks. Spell-like abilities. Yeah, check the spell-like abilities. Okay. Blink, blur, darkness, disguise self, ethereal jaunt, magic missile.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay. Have you found anything that can get him the fuck out of there?
He can walk away.
Azathoth actually, no, he can't, because there's no ground. Well, actually, do you want him to just walk away? Do you want him to attempt to walk away?
Yes.
Okay. So there's no ground, but it's kind of a subjective, like, reality where you can, like, he seems to, like, if he wants to walk, he can walk, and he's walking. So he just, like, picks a random direction and starts walking away?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Karash just kind of stands up and is like, like, just kind of scratches his chin and just starts walking off in some random direction. Into the void.
He's like, well, there's evil here, but they have helped defeat a greater evil. That is a good deed for the day.
Okay. And that is what he kind of mumbles to himself, and he walks away. All right, it is your move. What are you going to do?
That is my move.
Yes. Do it. I know you want to.
Do what?
What you always do.
What? Make friends with everyone?
That's one of the things you consistently do with this character.
What's the other thing I consistently do with
You know
this
what
character?
it is.
I'm confused. What do you mean?
No, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you.
What do you mean?
No, you figure it out.
I either consistently make friends or consistently do stupid shit that gets me almost killed.
You do that as well. That's one of the 3 things you do.
You still talk. What is the other thing? Run away? Turn into a bat and fly.
That happens. That happens too. There was something else I was thinking.
Make a wish spell.
Yes, thank you. There you go. Or you could, like, talk to these people or something like that, or, like, you know, you can just play D&D with all these beings for, like, 1 billion years or something like that. I mean, you're kind of, you know, outside of reality, so that's an option too.
I turn and I look at God.
God is outside of your ship. In fact, the cozy little, the changes he made to your ship are gone. The whole, like, studio apartment on the Upper West Side of New York it's regressed back into just the inside of your ship. But God is standing out there, like, next to Thanos, and just, like, you know.
So,
admiring
God, what do you like to do for fun?
God just kind of looks back in your direction and poof, he's back on your ship again. Well, I like to draw a lot, actually. I like to make stuff. Yeah,
Art sounds like
a lot of
an
fun.
Interesting hobby.
You okay, kid? You okay? You know, that was pretty bad there. It was like, that was, let's just say that thing is really, really annoying when it screeches. It's really,
Well, you probably know, but I've been through a lot worse.
Yeah, you have. You've gotten yourself in that mess, but, well, I guess you got yourself out of it, and, yeah, well, you know.
Oh, I didn't get myself out. I had a lot of help that I asked for.
Kid, what did I tell you when we started all this? I help those who help themselves. You know, it's okay to call for help every now and then, and that's what you did. So, yeah, you know, if you ever need me, you know what to do. And what I mean, I don't mean cast a wish spell, I mean pray. That's all you gotta do. So.
You know, I haven't prayed in a long time.
Yeah, maybe you should. Just don't pray to any, like, you know, pray to me or pray to Mira's a nice lady. You can pray to Mira. She's a nice lady.
Who should I talk to about how to pray?
Well, you just sit down and you talk to me and I hear you, no matter where you are. It's kind of. If you want, you can go to, like, a church, like go to like a Catholic church or even a Presbyterian church, or any church. Hey, you can go to a Buddhist temple. I don't care. I hear you no matter what. As long as you're praying to something good and nice, it's all okay. It's all okay. Just don't pray to that set guy. He's a jerk. Or you know, any of the, or I don't know, Nathala Hotep. Don't pray to that guy.
So no, I hope he is no longer a plague to the universe.
Well, yeah. I think you made the universe a better place. It's a little more complicated than that, but well, you know, I'll let you find out about that. All right, so you're having a conversation with God. What's Hercules going to do?
Hercules.
Yes. I believe he successfully punched Azathoth, and he's flying around there on this little high-tech like space bike.
Hercules. Herc. What would Hercules do? Think about what would Hercules do.
Are you asking me?
I'm thinking to myself.
Okay.
I really only know Disney Hercules.
Okay.
So, So consider me ill-educated in the lore of Hercules.
By the way, you regain 10 sanity points. So you're up to 11 sanity.
Regain. Oh, that's a lot of sanity.
Hey, it's the start. The point is, you're having defeated a Lovecraftian monster, you get some of your sanity back.
I'm trying to think of that. Phil.
Actually, no.
Phil's gonna be so proud of me.
No. Actually, I just realized. Okay, I'm using my GM privilege to wrest control of the character from you because I realized there is something Hercules would do right now. So okay, at the destruction of Azathoth, Hercules smiles. The vile beast is defeated, but then he turns to Thanos, and it's like, and now to deal with you, Mad Titan. I won't let you hold that gauntlet any longer. And he's gonna attack Thanos.
Okay.
That's why I didn't declare combat over yet. I wanted, like, all right. And I needed.
Not role play my way.
I don't want to
more of a fight. You know.
I don't want to prolong this, but that's the problem. Is like he would attack Thanos because he doesn't know that that's not his Thanos. So, ooh, good thing though that Thanos has a nice high AC. Oh wait, that's not gonna help. So, Hercules pulls out his golden club, his golden mace, and he's gonna he flies over to Thanos and swings it at him. And he rolls a 9, and he hits him with an 111. Hits Thanos really hard with that golden mace. Oh wait, I think I did that wrong. No, it was 120. 129. So he deals 71 damage to Thanos, clocks him right in the face, and gets the Mad Titan's attention. And you saw that. You saw your buddy Hercules fly up and just deck Thanos right in the face.
Why can't they just get along?
Thanos is now at 235. Okay. Alright. That was what Hercules' move. Alistar stands there continuing to drool into space. What does Set do?
Set?
Yeah. I could have Set do something evil right now, but I'm going to let you control Set. Because I'm not sure. Mind you, Set is evil. But, I don't know. Actually, no. I'm going to wrest control of Set from you as well.
Oh, I was going to have Set attack Hercules.
No. He doesn't care. So Hercules goes and punches Thanos. Suddenly, Set disappears and boom, teleports next to you on the ship. It's like Set appears before God. God just kind of frowns at him, and Set just like kind of bows. Esteemed overdeity, it is a pleasure. But if you'll excuse me, hello. And it's like, and God's like, here we go. It's like, so you're the one that summoned me here. He begins talking to you.
I'm not sure how I did it. I just kind of asked for some help from the gods.
And I happily responded. Let me tell you, young one, you summoning me here, you've made me very, very happy. You see, your former master, Natharla-Hotep, was once a colleague of mine. But he was useful for a time in the ancient times when I was opposing Ra and Osiris. I still do oppose them. But he was very useful. His powers, his trickery, the horrible things he commands, which I'm sure you're well familiar with. But after a time, I must admit, Nathal became quite the thorn in my side. So you helped me undo this little loose end. By all means, if you ever need any assistance of any kind, please feel free to call upon me once again. The master said I'm always here. In fact, you could pray to me if you so wish. It's like, okay, I think you've said enough here. I apologize. I did not mean to offend you, Great One. I did not mean to do so at all. But by all means, please call upon me again. So Set talks to you. All right. So the real reason combat didn't end was because Animal is a berserker and doesn't know when to stop attacking things. And now he just saw a guy go and punch another guy in the heat of combat without getting a chance to calm down. However, he's my character and he has common sense, so he's going to try to resist his urge to go kill shit. So I'm going to see if I can get Animal to calm the fuck down. So I think it's just... Let's see, how many long was I furying? I think this is the third round. So, I need to make a 19 on my will save. And... Oh, fuck. Where the hell... Did I not bring myself out here? Son of a bitch.
Huzzah! I'm ready.
Ah, shut up, you. Stop being right. Stop making accurate, biting commentary about my person. Oh, God. All right. Where the fuck is he?
Just unready.
I'm so unready.
Hey. Unready.
Unready. All right.
This one's unready.
You know what it is? I just forgot. I'm like, I actually, no, you know what it was? I was actually acting like a real DM for once and realizing, hey, you're not supposed to play your own game, cocksucker. That's what it is. Okay. Will save. Hey, do I have my Rage Fury? Rage Fury enchantments, Rage Fury enchantments. Rage Fury 19, okay. 28, okay, the animal calms down. The animal seeing the Azathoth explodes, like, yeah! It's like he calms down, he kind of motions for Lorala to fly back to the ship. He flies back to the ship is closed, so he pushes the outside lock on it to open it up, and he's floating in front of an open doorway to the ship. He's not getting involved in whatever, at least not yet. He's gonna, he doesn't quite know why the people you summoned here are punching each other. He's not sure about that. But Thor knows why, and Thor is like, yea, verily, it's time for you to fall, mad titan! And Thor charges Thanos as well. And Thor of Asgard has Mjolnir, and he's flies at Thanos and strikes him with Mjolnir. And 15 plus 78. 93. I think that hits. It just barely hits. And it deals 61 damage to Thanos. Alright, Thanos is at 174. Okay, Lorala. Lorala didn't know what's going on. She ain't sticking around for this. Lorala flies back to the ship and flies inside the ship. And she's good to go. Damiel. What is Damiel going to do?
Damiel.
Actually, I'm gonna well, yeah, what is Damiel gonna do? I'm gonna let you control Damiel here, because he's good, so he might not want people to fight, but it's like, I had specific things intent for Set to show up to you and be snaky and evil. I don't have anything, I don't really intend anything for Damiel or Muir, so it's up to you.
I can figure out which one of these is... Oh, there he is. No, Damiel is gonna, he can detect good and evil, right?
Yeah,
So he understands why Thor and Hercules are attacking Thanos. So he's going to join in on that fighting against Thanos.
Okay.
Because he understands exactly what's going on.
Okay.
+5. Flaming Greatsword +44. Melee. 2d8 +18. 17, 20 +2d6. Holy 1d6 fire. Okay, so he's gonna attack with his Greatsword.
Okay.
It's Holy Flaming Greatsword.
Alright, make your attack.
There we go. Oh. 48?
Not high enough. The sword comes in, and Thanos catches it with the gauntlet. And then
Oh, no.
pushes it off.
No. Oh, sad day.
Mm-hmm.
Damiel not able to attack. Huh? What foul creature blocking my sword with a gauntlet?
That's not very polite.
Nothing.
It's not very polite to attack your allies, you three.
An ally like you, with the stench of evil on his breath.
So judgmental. It is Mirror's turn. What is Mirror gonna do?
Mirror. I have to find Mirror's sheet. This one. But what is your alignment?
Mirror's alignment?
Yes.
Mirror's good.
Mirror is good. Mirror.
Yes.
And we're using the one title Tur for Mirror,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mirror is all like, huh. I mean, it's kind of crowded up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go kind of, follow Karash.
So Mirror's gonna fly after Krosh?
Yes, Karash is the one that's walking away.
Yes.
So like,
Alright,
they got this. They got this.
Mirror walks after Karash. Thanos, yeah, I'm just gonna scare the shit out of you. Thanos snaps his fingers.
Oh no.
Snap. Now, you would expect at this point that the three people, and possibly all of you, just are disintegrating. That's not what happens. As Hercules and Thor make their next attacks, they suddenly move ridiculously slow. And it's like, still angry, Asgardian. Still angry. You'll understand in time. What I did was necessary. But if you wish to come and fight me, I'm sure you can find me. I'll be waiting. He turns around. A portal opens up that leads to some location that is a location, not out wherever the fuck you are, outside of, this big void. There appears to be like a sunset and a forest or something like that, and he very calmly just walks through the portal, and it closes behind them. Then suddenly, Thor and Hercules suddenly speed up very, very rapidly. And Thanos has left combat. Alright, God. Alright, well, happy to help, kid. Yeah, well, can you find your way home from here?
Actually, that's a really good question. Wasn't it Eternity that brought us here?
Yeah. Well, Eternity didn't want you fighting inside of himself, especially against something that, well, I suppose I should let you know what was going on here. See, when Eternity was first formed, when that universe was first created, before he was fully cognizant, that world was actually kind of very similar to the worlds you came from. A lot of the same entities popped up. So, like the gods, like Corellin and, Cord and Bahamut, all those gods that you'd expect, yeah, they all existed in that reality. The thing is, though, the thing about that reality is if you notice people were a little different there, like the mages are a little different, like magic's a little uncontrolled. See, that reality, I'm pretty familiar with it. There's a lot of, the magic there is very, very strong. It's called chaos magic, and it's a little much. So, in particular, the mages of that world specifically, that place Wormwick, they're all nuts. They're all crazy. And that power kind of bled into the gods as well. The gods are kind of batshit insane there. Excuse me. Part of my French, man. Lorala just kind of shrugs and doesn't care. So at some point at the formation of that world, they thought to themselves, "Hey, you know what our world needs? Our world needs like some kind of history eraser button. The world needs some kind of object in which to hold all the reality on." So that stone you picked up is what they did. Specifically, Heronius and many of the other gods, Corellin in particular, and some of the other ones, all put their energy together and they created the Stone of Corbinite. It's the linchpin of the entire universe. And again, it was formed before Eternity was even became sentient. So before he actually really become aware of himself and many of the events of that universe played out, unbeknownst to himself, deep within his heart, there's this little backwater world which nobody really knows about where this little stone is, that if someone moves it, he'll die. So you kind of helped him just discover that. But, yeah, if you ever go back there and you talk to Dother, just ask him about Corellin. Corellin in particular, he doesn't wear clothes. He's kind of nuts. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's like your Corellin. He's good, but he's like, your Corellin's very dignified and nice. Yeah, him not so much. Him's kind of, he's not all there. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about the gods of that world. They're a little off. But yeah, he didn't want you guys fighting, or didn't want to deal with Nyarlathotep right next to the object that could end him immediately. So he moved it here. He brought the whole fight to the one thing that he understands. That guy. And he points behind you, and you, of course, outside the ship, you see the giant cosmic entity that he brought you before. That's the Living Tribunal. He's kind of a cosmic judge. So, cosmic beings, gods, things like that, they got a problem, they come out here and deal with and talk to him about it, and he mediates. And he's a pretty mean customer. He doesn't, if you really piss him off, he can kind of blow you up in your entire universe. He doesn't like to do that, though. The power that he's got is in good hands. He's a pretty good entity. He keeps track of the entire multiverse, makes sure everything okay. Back to my point, we're not anywhere right now. We're kind of outside of everything. We're nowhere. Like, you're outside of all realities. So, I just want to make sure you can get home. I mean, I suppose I could just leave you to your own devices if you wanted to, but I think that would be really shitty of me. I don't
so
want
are we dead?
No, you are dead because you're a vampire, but no, we're outside of reality. Outside of everything. We're not even in heaven right now. We're just outside of existence as we know it. I mean, if you guys want, you can hang out with the Living Tribunal for a little while, but, he's a little remote.
I don't know, see if he wants a friend.
Okay. All right, but you can get home. Is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Mr. Tribunal guy might be able to help me with that, right?
You sure you want to ask him?
Well, I'm sure he's lonely.
He's an infinitely complex entity. I mean, he's as lonely as I'm lonely. By the way, kid, I'm not lonely.
He's outside reality by himself most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know. He may not be the best person to get you home if you absolutely need to get home. We put it that way. That's up to him.
So, could I just make a portal home from here?
Yeah, I think you can. It should be especially easy here. You're outside of everything.
No, well then I'll be fine.
Okay, alright. Alright! Okay, All right, kid. I'm gonna head home myself right now. But yeah, think about what I said. If you need anything, just you know what to do. And
Pray.
yeah. Hey, yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks for the wings and all that. It was like, oh, that's when I thought we were gonna fight this out. That was out in atmosphere. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, he pulls out his pen and paper, and a big hand comes down and erases the animal's wings. Is it what? Oh, come on! You don't need those. Yeah, they look like they might get in the way. All right. You, So, good job fighting there, kid. And he shakes the animal's hand, and Lorala, try not to eat people so much, or just give high elves a chance. And it's like she just rolls her eyes. All right, I'll catch you later, guys. And God just kind of slowly vanishes, and God has left the fray. Meanwhile, Death hasn't moved this entire time. Suddenly, you notice a chain starts forming in her hand, and the chain is spectral in nature, and it peers out of her right hand and leads up behind her, and behind her is the ghostly visage of a very familiar-looking pharaoh of yours, Azathoth, who is staring blatantly ahead of him.
Oh, please don't let that come back to us.
Okay. Eternity. Eternity's giant, massive form looks back at you, and you hear him speak to you in your mind. And it was like, and you hear him say to you and your three companions, "Outsider, thank you. If it had not been for you, I would have died."
You blipped out.
Oh, okay.
At the start of that.
What was the last thing you heard me say?
Eternity looks at me and hears something in my mind.
Eternity turns and looks at you, and you hear him speaking to you in your mind. And you hear him. He looks down at you and smiles and says, "Outsider, thank you. You were the one. You were the hand by which Azathoth wished to end my existence, but you were also the hand which saved me at the last second. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I am, on behalf of myself and all the beings within me, I thank you. I bid you farewell, Flutterbudgets of Toril. Take care." And Eternity fades away as well.
Bye, friend.
Yay. See, you're making friends. And it's your go. What are you going to do?
I'm going to step outside the ship.
Step outside the ship. You're not standing on anything, yet you're just kind of floating there. What are you going to do?
Pretty cool. Well, I'm going to wave at the, what was his name?
The Living Tribunal?
Yes, I'm going to wave at the Tribunal guy.
The Living Tribunal is a gigantic, massively, cosmically large entity. He's like the size of several planets.
I'm used to this.
Yeah, his body. He sits on a massive cosmic throne. His body is made of gold, and his head floats above. He has no neck, but his head floats above where his neck should be, and he has three faces on each side of his face, each side of his head, and they're all partially covered by a cloak. You wave at him. He does appear to be looking down at you to some degree, but he makes no motion or does not acknowledge your motion whatsoever.
You look like you're all on your lonesome here, friend.
No response.
Want to play a game of chess?
No response.
How about checkers?
No response.
I don't have any tool proficiencies or game proficiencies either. I was just, we play solitaire together.
So Hercules, Hercules and Thor suddenly speed up, and it was like, where did Thanos go? It's like, how did he get the gauntlet again, Thor? I know not. I thought he was forbidden from having the gauntlet ever again. Where we have to find the Avengers, but yeah, we must tell them what's going on and let them know. But oh my goodness, Where were you all? You left the Earth so suddenly. Ah, yes. For you see, Ultron and several Skrulls and several of the villains basically attacked the mansion and then took off into space. So I and Captain America traveled, and we found this one world, and we're searching for them there. Then all of a sudden, I found myself somewhere else, and you were there. Yes, it was good to see you again, friend. So they talk, and then well, we gotta find a way to stop Thanos, and like let's figure something out. Okay, they talk and get caught up for a minute. Alistair continues to stare in the distance and drool. Set walks outside the ship next to you. It's like, well, I believe I will take my leave. I must return to the 12 hours of night. The sun's not going to burn itself down. But yes, seriously, if you ever need any aid, please, by all means, come to my dimension. It's I could use someone like you in my service.
I'm done serving people.
Oh, well, I know. Time will tell. You and I have forever. But farewell, Flutterbudgets. Take care. Set disappears as well. The animal cautiously attempts to step outside the ship, realizing that he's not floating away. He just kind of, like, once he realizes he can walk outside the ship, he kind of floats over to you, and it's like, dude, where the hell are we?
So, you know how reality is, like, each dimension has its own little, like, self-bubble thing?
I guess, I'm not sure. I mean, you're talking about planes, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know, they have their own little bubble of where they go, what they do, and how they act.
You mean a world?
Yes.
Okay.
We're outside of all of that.
We're outside of reality.
Yes.
Okay. Can we go home?
Yeah, I'm just trying to talk to this guy.
Okay. I don't think Alistair looks too hot. I think that thing was a little too much for him.
Well, we'll give him to Clerics back home.
Okay. Before you can go talk to the Living Tribunal, Thor and Hercules fly to you. Excuse me, good sir.
Hello?
Thor. Hello.
Thank you for your assistance today.
Well, thank you. We're not actually sure how we got here. We just saw ourselves called forth, and that pharaoh creature needed to be destroyed. And it appears that it's been claimed by death at this point. It'll be a servant of her for the end of time. It won't cause you any more trouble ever again. But, yes, we must...
That is fantastic.
I am Thor, son of Odin, and this is Hercules of Olympus. We must find a way to Earth. For Thanos is on the loose.
Oh, yes, I've been to Earth before.
Yes.
It's quite a fun place.
It is indeed.
I actually took a lot of PS4s back to my home place.
The PS4 is fun, yes. How did we get... Eternity brought us out here. Like, Thor, is that? The Living Tribunal. Indeed, we're in his realm as well.
I'm waving at the Tribunal again.
The Tribunal is very remote. Even a god such as myself cannot necessarily sway him to thought or reason. We are beneath him, sadly.
Doesn't mean you can't say hello.
I suppose that's a good point. Say, Thor, what are you talking about? Say hello to the Living Tribunal, Hercules. I don't know if it... Say hello, Hercules. Hello! Hello, Living Tribunal! Hello! The Living Tribunal looks more intently at you as if you're finally getting its attention. Anyway, that's very nice, but we don't have much time to waste. Do you need assistance? Do you know how... Can you travel through worlds? You have this... Wait a minute! This ship! This is the Skrull ship we were chasing in outer space!
I commandeered it.
Thor's gonna make a sense motive check on you. Skrulls are shapeshifters, sir. I need you to make a diplomacy check, actually.
Oh, okay. I commandeered it. What are you?
That is something that a shapeshifting Skrull dog would say, is it not, Hercules?
A diplomacy check?
Yes, make a diplomacy check. I need you to convince him that you are not a Skrull that is deserving of smashing.
How does a 37 sit?
That beats both of their sense motive checks. It was like, you commandeered it. Then what happened to the Skrulls?
They,
What, are those green dudes? Yes, the Skrulls are green. Yeah, we killed them good. I got up a lot of them.
They're not particularly breathing right now.
Oh, you killed them. Well, very good job, Logan. Wait a minute.
I did say that I commandeered the ship.
Hercules, is it just me, or does this strange hairy person look similar to Logan? Does kind of look like Logan. Are those claws, sir? Yeah. What? What is
I do know who you're talking about. But it is not the same person.
What are you talking about? What do you mean same person? You just remind us of a friend of ours. It's not important. Well, yay. Very well then. Well, like, it looks like the Skrulls have been taken care of. Do you see a robot?
A robot?
Yes. They were the Skrulls. They were being commanded by Ultron. It's like a plot line that the Dungeon Master had prepared for you, but never got resolved because you didn't make enough random encounters.
I did not see a robot.
You did not see a robot. A big yellow man, perhaps? Had a much larger ship?
Possibly.
Possibly. Why?
But that was also in a different timeline.
A different timeline? Ugh. Thor, my head already hurts. He's already talking about different timelines. Indeed. I do not wish to deal with Kang the Conqueror's trickery at this time. If you see an entity known as Bulldozer, be wary of him.
No, I've encountered him, but
he's
again,
an enemy
that
of
was
mine.
in a different timeline where I encountered him. He's probably somewhere around the same place that we were just at Wormwick, but it's different.
There were a few other villains as well. I believe the Molecule Man was also with them. And other great encounters that would have been awesome. Yes, the Molecule, not to mention Absorbing Man, Creel. Creel was there too. It would have been really awesome if you had encountered them, and told us where they are so we could pummel them. But
I can kind of give you an idea of where this Bulldozer fellow might be going next.
Where do you think he'll be next?
Well, let's all hop on the ship and teleport back to Wormwick, and then we'll try and find him from there.
Actually, wait, like Hercules stops Thor. Thor, it's not important right now. We need to head back to Earth and assemble the Avengers. Thanos has the gauntlet. That's more important. Indeed, we must deal with Thanos.
Oh, well, in that case, let's all hop on the ship, and I'll get you ready to go.
Excellent. All right. All right, Lorala. Lorala is going to go and fly out to Alistair and kind of help Alistair back to the ship, and kind of brings him forward. He appears to be in like some kind of catatonic state. You notice his face is kind of twitching strangely, and like he's seeing something that he can't express. It's like she looks at you and he's in bad shape.
Yes, I have been there myself on more than one occasion. It is not a... Yeah.
Damiel flies to your side. Damiel. You were the one that summoned me.
Seems to be what everyone else is saying.
Was it because of that creature? That fell entity that appeared as a human? Yes. Well, it is dead now. It will trouble you no longer. If you ever need any help again, please come into the seven pillaring mounts of Celestia, and we will send you your aid. I know that you are a vampire, and that you're Perhaps you were a servant of him, but I sense good within you. You're still a conflicted entity, but your heart is true. If you need aid, you may call upon us at any time.
Am I detecting an alignment shift?
And then Flutterbudget's heart grew 7 times.
Am I detecting it to chaotic good?
You're on the cusp of chaotic good and chaotic neutral, but I'm not actually going to do that. I'm going to leave that up to you. But the point is, he's not going to start attacking you because you're die vampire.
I'm going.
All vampires are evil, according to D&D.
Flutterbudgets is shifting to chaotic good.
Yes.
He's done too many good things in the past 24 hours of his life to not feel the goodness in his heart.
Yes, you're starting to ungrinchify.
His heart has actually started to beat again.
Yeah. His heart is starting to beat.
Oh God, what was that?
Yeah.
Oh, it hurt.
It's like a reverse heart attack. Damiel bids you farewell, and so like I must return now. Farewell. Oh. Actually, no, Damiel does not leave just yet. Oh, it's one of my own. It's one of our. It's another celestial, a planetar. Hold on, allow me. He casts heal on Alistair and basically restores. Well, actually, Alistair already, much like you, he's recovered 11 sanity points. He cures Alistair of his insanity, so Alistair's back. I saw terrible visions. It felt like I stared in the face of chaos and madness all at once.
Yes, I have witnessed that before.
Okay, and finally, death and this ghostly visage of Natharla Hotep fade away and just disappear without a trace. And so, what are you going to do?
Oh, drat! I wish I had talked to him too. Anyways, well, we should be going. Is there any way I can just like open a portal for this entire ship to fit through?
I don't know. Can you?
I can use mythic power to cast any spell in the book.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell you what to do?
Is there a spell that lets me just teleport a large vehicle with people inside of it?
Well, there's a spell called Gate. It opens a gate.
I will open a gate back to my home dimension.
Somewhere in Toril, a gate opens up, but you don't actually get a portal back to your homeworld. Fuck you, you're gonna die out here. No, you open up a big portal. There's a big portal, and it's leading back to. I mean, you see space on the other end, but you recognize underneath that space there is the large planet that is Toril itself.
Oh, close enough. Okay, that's where we need to go.
It's a big portal, large enough for the ship to fit through.
I fly the ship through with everyone inside.
Okay, so congratulations, Damiel the Messenger, Marvel Comics' Hercules and Thor have joined your party.
Temporarily,
yeah.
Of course.
Permanent allies. So they're like, so you go through the portal, you are back in the Forgotten Realms. What are you gonna do?
Anyway, we can just leave the ship parked here and open a Mage's Magnificent Mansion and then go through it on the ship and then be able to use it to get back to the ship later.
You could do that. You could park the Skrull ship just in orbit of Toril.
Yes, I like this idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
All right, you cast Mage's Magnificent Mansion.
Yes. Everyone, allow us through.
Okay, so you open up. You're back in your mansion. Everybody's moving about normally, playing their PlayStation 4s, and nobody seems to act like you've been gone for any substantial amount of time. David just casually waves at you as if he saw you this morning. Maybe because he did.
Hello, Mr. David.
What's up, sir?
Oh, just doing my Flutterbudget stuff that usually ends up working pretty terribly, but still living fine.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna speed things up a minute. Are you gonna seriously help the Hercules and Thor fight Thanos?
Yeah, yes. I was just getting everyone else back to the mansion thing.
Okay. Once you're on the mansion, Damiel actually bids you farewell, and he says, "It's like if you ever need any help, please come to the seven pillars of Celestia." And he shakes Alistair's hand, like, take care, brother. If you need any help, you can come back to us. It's like, very well.
Thank you.
And Damiel disappears. Okay. And what are you gonna do?
All right, Mr. Hercules, Mr. Thor. Now, for y'all's trip, you're wanting to go to Earth, yes?
Yes.
What part of Earth?
New York City, the Avengers Mansion. I mean, if we're back in our dimension, I can probably take us there myself with my hammer.
You could try that, or we could go my route.
Okay. I'm open to suggestions.
I'm going to ritual cast Mage's Magnificent Mansion, targeting New York, like...
You're going to cast Mage's
City.
Magnificent Mansion while you're inside Mage's Magnificent Mansion.
So I'm pretty much moving the portal from where it is, and I'm reopening the portal to go somewhere else.
Okay.
So leave the mansion and go to New York City.
Okay. All right. So you go there. I'm going to condense things down for a little bit. Okay. So the long and short of it is you meet the Avengers. Well, actually, we can go into this more later if you want. This could be a good seed for another campaign. So yeah, you basically meet the assortment of Marvel superheroes, including like Hulk and Black Widow and whatnot, and then you realize that a lot of the heroes are actually still on Wormwick. So you wound up having to, during the course of several hours, you wind up making another portal back to Wormwick to go fetch Captain America, Black Panther, and a couple of other characters. And it turns out they're like on the Marvel Earth, they're dealing with their own problems right now. They've got to deal with like the kind of the superhero in charge right now is Captain Marvel, who formerly Miss Marvel, and she's a massive bitch. And there's actually a lot of complaints on the superheroes right now. It's like her and X-23 and a bunch of other heroes that nobody likes are kind of running things. And you finally found out that Cap kind of confides in you that basically it's like, well, the Ultron attacked and they were taking off in outer space, and we just kind of wanted to get away from Earth for a while. So we're gonna have to deal with this at a certain point. So there's that. The long and short of it is you basically pull your resources with the Avengers for a while, and you basically discover that Thanos, although he is somewhere in the Marvel universe, he's not causing any immediate problem, and he doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet. And it takes you a little while to realize that basically that was a completely different Thanos. That was an alternate version of Thanos. From another universe, and so then there's some debate on whether or not they should go after him, and so you're actually kind of, for the course of the next couple days, you're hanging out with the Avengers and wondering whether or not you should join up with the Avengers and go beat up someone else's Thanos, which may not be a good idea. Perhaps deal with some of the problems they're having on the Marvel Earth. These things are kind of bustling through your head, and that might be a good idea or a fun idea for another campaign some other time. But we're going to fast forward right now to about 3 years later. So, 3 years pass, and you are you went on some adventure with the Marvel heroes. During that time, eventually Alistar left you. After this long adventure, he bid you farewell. And you're actually back in Toril right now. Specifically, you're in the city of Meramidra attending a wedding. So in the 1,000 years since you were last in Meramidra, in which it was an overrun zombie hellhole, Meramidra has actually become a much more progressive drow city. It's still drow as a rule don't like elves, and they don't like humans as much, but there are some drow that are kind of coming around and becoming more progressive and whatnot, and are kind of forbidding the old ways. or not forbidding the old ways, but they're kind of becoming more tolerant of surface dwellers. It's like they're coming around. Not essentially, it's become kind of a shining example of one of the places in the Underdark that is not a complete shithole. And you are attending the wedding of your two good friends, Lorala and Animal, as they are undergoing a traditional drow ceremony to Loth of bondage. And they're getting married, and all your people are there. Your David and Bella, your vampire on-again, off-again girlfriend.
Date for this one.
Yeah, your booty call. A lot of your followers are attending. Alistair actually has. Alistair eventually went back to Celestia and hung out there for a bit. Thor and Hercules are not present. But you're hearing them go through the vows, and essentially there's a drow priestess saying, and it's like, and she says, and you human, you male dog, you are bound to this child of Loth for eternity, to be her subjugated servants, like I do. And it's like, and you, it's really kind of fucked up, the wedding vows of Loth. It's essentially, he's kind of agreeing to be her slave forever, and this man is now your property, and to do with you as you please. You accept? It's like, I do. And it's like, all right. You now have permission to spank the groom, and she like hits him with like a paddle on the ass, and they get married, and they make out, and everything's cool, and you're enjoying the reception, and there's a party, and there's food and good stuff, and there's a band, and the band is traditional bards and stuff like that, playing good old fashioned music, and just like flutes and things like that. But there's one thing that's kind of interesting. There's a guy there who looks a little bit out of place. The black guy, wearing a traditional, like, just kind of like a more modern suit, and he's playing a saxophone, and he's really good. He's really good on the sax, and it's kind of a star of the attraction. And you're sitting around, and you're toasting the groom, and you're getting some. You're at the craft service table, and you're getting some dumplings or something like that, some little finger foods, and suddenly you notice this jazz man kind of walk by, and it's like, "How you doing, sir?"
I am quite swell. How are you, good sir?
I'm doing very, very good, and very lovely wedding day today, don't you think? One of the best gigs I ever performed at.
Yes, you were quite a very good saxophone player.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I really appreciate you like my performance, and I heard about you, Flutterbudgets, and I want to come up here and congratulate you on your victory. And you suddenly notice that his form changes, and he's not wearing a pharaoh outfit, but it's your old friend Azathoth. And he's extending a hand towards you. He suddenly has a more light-skinned Arabic personage. Yes. What do you do?
I hear you're working for Death now.
Oh, well, yes, in a manner of speaking, not quite. I always come back. You've worked with me long enough to know that it's not the end for me. Don't worry, I will no longer be in her service for much longer. You could also say I'm already not in her service. But I'm not here to fight. I just wanted to, congratulate you on your resignation.
Resignation?
Successfully defying my will.
Oh.
You should have been destroyed and your mind spiraling into madness after all that. But I know why I'm beaten, and I just wanted to, he conjures a hat, tip my hat to you. I would advise that if you ever run across my path or my aide's path again, that you not get in my way. But if you do, it will be interesting.
Well, I will file that under some file of advice taken, and taken under consideration.
That's a very wise decision of yours.
As I do with all threats.
It's not a threat. My former student. It's a promise. But I hope you enjoy the party. You have a good eternal night. See you out there. And he fades away.
Pretty cryptic, man. Pretty cryptic.
Yeah. You have that's what you think as you kind of puzzle over that for a second, and then all of a sudden you hear the animal calling out to you, and the animal's like very drunk, and it's like, "Hey, Flutterbudgets, get over! Come on, man! We're doing shots. Come on, get over here!"
I wave him over to me.
Wave him over to me. Like, no, you come over here. He's waving you over to him.
It's important.
Your animal is very drunk. He's deliberately failed his fortitude save.
I walk over to him.
You walk over to him and begrudgingly, he shoves a drink in your hand, and you start trying to enjoy your drink, and all of a sudden you remember you're a vampire, and it's hard for you to get drunk, and you're trying to enjoy yourself, but what just happened is nagging on your mind. And
Very much so.
And may have to, and your character may have to do with it sometime, but that's a tale for another time. Congratulations, you have defeated the Apocalypse Stone. And we are ending this fucking game now. We're done. If you want to go back and have adventures with the Avengers some other time, or possibly kill the current incarnation of Captain Marvel, which I'm totally down for, I'm fine. But the point is that combat is over. Game is done. Epilogue. There.
Finally.
Yeah. Thank you for playing my game, sir. Thank you for humoring my insaneness.
Insaneness. That was beyond insanity. That was madness.
Yes. The madness personified. It got crazier and crazier and crazier.
It was worse than insanity.
You need to check yourself into a Betty Ford clinic now.
I need to go to like the nearest hospital. I need to go to a mental ward.
I'm not okay. I'm not okay. My friend's crazy. Put me through this weird, insane bullshit. So, anyway, potential seed ideas for other games. Yeah, you could team up with the Avengers, and if you super want to, we could go to the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and try to fight Thanos. It's like if you want to do a game that's Infinity War Part 2 without waiting for Infinity War Part 2 to actually be made and we all die, that's an option. If you want to go adventure with the Avengers for a little bit, that's cool. If you want to murder all the SJW heroes that are Marvel right now that I hate, that, like, just talking about it makes my nipples erect, that's an option. But whatnot. There you go. There's a resting point for Flutterbudgets. It's like the animal and Lorala get married, and Nyarlathotep makes cryptic threats to you. I don't think he's really Egyptian. I think he's Italian. I think he's mafia.
Turning him into mafia. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they better not see you again, Flutterbudgets.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you dead.
I'll kill you dead. You know,
really? It's been another 3 years for God to do whatever he wants to.
Yeah. Well, God did an infinite amount of stuff in that 3 years' time because he's God.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, you know, I know Fat Vinny said he was just giving me the kiss of death, but I really think he was gay. So. Stolen future Rama jokes delivered terribly.
Just gonna ignore that comment.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate your pity. Alright, people. That is the conclusion to this long-running game that Xenius and I did a long time ago, back in Great Lakes, and there were zombies, and our friend Carver, who was just like a barbarian who just walked through walls and like just headbutt people, and Porter doing stupid things. And then when we just started this game, you like created like a horrible like timeline where H.P. Lovecraft things ruled the earth. It was like Days of Future Past, but the Cthulhu version. And then your character started jerking off while watching people have sex, and that was funny. And it got really crazy. We didn't record that. We didn't record that session.
Terrible. That was so terrible.
I wanted to record it. You wouldn't let me.
It was literally the worst.
It was literally the worst. So this is the best game, the best worst game of all time. Do you have any questions?
Why was there so much random bullshit that didn't need to happen?
Because you're playing with me, and I'm nuts. Oxenius,
Okay,
look, I have all these books. I have all these books, including the Marvel superheroes games, and I love crossovers and crazy shit. So, I throw shit into my games for spice. And I threw in, and when I made a bunch of random encounters, and a bunch of them happened to be Marvel characters. So you got a spaceship. Which do you actually go back for the spaceship, or do you just leave it there?
Oh, I'm gonna use that spaceship whenever I feel like it.
Okay, so you got a spaceship now.
Yeah.
So you have a Skrull spaceship as part of your equipment.
Uh-huh.
So. And, yeah. Did you have fun?
I had a mixture of fun, annoyance, exhaustion, moments where I was fed up, moments where I was just laughing too hard.
Excellent. All right, that is that's a time worth spent.
I hope you understand that the amount of ridiculousness that happens in your games will not happen in the ones that I run.
Of course not. Of course not. Except when my character started. That's the thing.
There will be a thing called game balance that occurs.
There's game balance. It's just this is an epic level game, sir. This is why most people don't run them. This is what happens when you go past 20. Shit gets real. Shit gets real. It's cray.
This will not happen again.
You say that, but I don't believe it. I believe one day it's gonna happen. You're gonna. Oh, before I forget and before I stop recording, give yourself 2 levels.
No.
You are level 37 now.
No.
You are. Here's why. Because you not only killed one great old one, you killed 2 of them. So, yeah, you got 2 levels. Flutterbudgets is now level 37.
You were just gonna have to make note of that, and if we ever bring this character back, you will have to remind me.
Okay. That's for you. That's for you. You do whatever you want, but you just for it is now recorded for all time. Flutterbudgets gained 2 levels for defeating Nyarlathotep and Azathoth. You are now level 37.
This has been my longest running character.
Yep.
I'm completely honest. This has been my longest running character.
Well, you got to bring him back now. We got to know what happens next.
No.
People, Flutterbudgets will return someday.
You see, Flutterbudgets will return a legend amongst people, but he will not be a player character anymore.
Or we might have to, you know, if you could bring him back, but say that, you know, you got really fat and you didn't adventure for like a couple hundred years or something like that, and so you're now like level 5 or level 7.
No.
Yeah, why not?
You don't regress levels.
Yeah, you do.
You don't.
I do it all the time. Motherfucker, do you think this is the first game I've run where the stuff is completely inappropriate or the character is too powerful and people are like, no, you're level 3? You know what I do? I say, alright, my character is, like, you know, farted around a little bit or something happened to him, so he's weaker now. So I'm now a level 3 character. It's easy. In old school, you did regress levels, like level damage for like vampires and stuff like that. Back in the day,
I know that there's level damage. I understand level damage. It's just natural level regression doesn't sound like it's a thing.
It was a thing. It was a thing. It was possible to become level 0, where like they would level, like you could get level drained to the point where you were at level 0, and it basically meant you could not gain levels ever again, unless like someone magically gave you a level, and if you took another level after that, you would die. It kind of represented you being like permanently crippled, and you wouldn't be able to regress, like grow any higher naturally. That was like a 1st or 2nd edition thing where like the rules were taken more literally.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
I intend to build a different character should we move forward with this with playing games.
Or
for
you
your
could
channel.
you could put him in a different system, and you could just make different rules for it at that point. Like you could, like honestly, you could build him in Savage Worlds very easily. You could build him in World of Darkness, and probably I'd ask Malmoto about that. But what you could probably do with Flutterbudgets in World of Darkness is, well, you could either probably like build him in D&D and just straight up adapt him, because I got conversion rules for that. But you could also just like make him a Tremere, or make him like a mage who was sired, and like so that way you would still have your like gnosis spells and all that, but you've also got like vampire disciplines and stuff like that. So you could do that. There's a couple different ways, and that way you could also scale him in power, so that way he wouldn't be insanely powerful. So, and truth be told, the only reason why the animal is like level 37 with you is because I had to make your whole thing at the beginning of the game was you wanted to be level 20. It was 1,000 years since we last played. 1,000 years in your character's future, and you had pseudonatural, and we calculated out you were level 32. So I had to make him 32 to be equal level to you. So I mean, the animal I've regressed multiple times. Like when I take him to pick up games for like a D&D league, yeah, he's a level 5e character at that point.
It's well, like, yeah, but that's like playing his earlier life. That's not.
No, dude, like... no. That version of him, for the 5e one, that takes place after City of the Spider Queen, after Flesh for the Spider Queen.
I really want to hear people's hate mail against that entirely.
Hate mail against what?
So much like. It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? This blah blah blah.
Well, of course they will.
Continuity levels. Blah blah blah. And I just want to wait for the comments. I really want to hear the comments.
I hope so too, because that means we're getting attention, and there we go. And
I really want to hear the
people
comments.
Make fun of us. Well, they can bitch him all they want. It's my game. I'll play it, and it's my character. I'll play how I want it. It's like I feel like levels are a general idea of where your character's at. So it's like you regress them. You regress them to play the character again in a game where it's not high level anymore. To keep on going with the character when everyone else is like, no, we don't want to do an epic level game because this is what happens. So, shit gets real. Shit gets crazy. So, it's very easy. Other people have done it before. Spoonie's done it. Spoonie's character, Tandem the Spoonie, was ascended to godhood and became an epic level character, and then he brought the character back for another game, and his explanation for why he was mortal again was he was like, he became a god, and he went to Mount Olympus, and he was like banging Athena, and then Zeus or Hercules found it, and so they beat the crap out of him and threw him off Mount Olympus. And the shock of having a god throw him off of Olympus like turned him back into a mortal again. And he started adventuring from there. So it's all on how you tell the story. And and you're the writer for your character, so you could do whatever you want in terms of that. So there's a couple different options, but now Flutterbudgets and Animal have gone into legend.
Yes.
Starring Tim Curry. But there we go. All right. So I had fun. Thank you for humoring me with my insane game. I hope you had fun.
I did.
Yeah, cool. All right, and we're gonna stop recording, and we're done with this fucking game. We're finished. We're gonna take Flutterbudgets. I know you're saying you're retiring the character. Flutterbudgets. I'm not convinced. Flutterbudgets will return, and the animal will return, but not for a while. They're taking a break. Next time, we got some dents because Shelly and Doug have some adventures to go on, and Doug needs to not die because he's got a stone in his chest, and that's important. So, we got to resolve that. Do you not agree? Seeing as how you're playing Doug and you have a stone in your chest.
What are you trying to say?
Do you not agree that Doug needs to resolve the whole stone in his chest situation?
And Doug needs to resolve that situation.
Doug needs, I think some medical treatment and stuff. And I think Doug will be super happy that there's a rock inside of his chest. It's it's thematic. It all comes together. He's addicted to rocks, and now he has a rock. but it's a special rock. Damn it, Exedius, I'm trying to pump the next game up, and there's no enthusiasm. There's no enthusiasm.
I'm attempting to focus on more than one thing.
What are you doing? What are you doing right now?
I am looking at stuff on League.
On Link?
League.
League. Oh my god, you and your fucking League.
You know it.
You and your stupid League of Legends. Oh my god. Alright, you and your... Ugh. Misfortune is hot, though. Okay, but, like, yes, so next time we play, it'll be dense, and we're gonna have fun times with Malmodo, fighting monsters, fucking up reality, and, this is the Dread Pirate signing off. Last survivor of the Nostromo.
Azathoth. Player of Flutterbudgets signing off.
Flutterbudgets and the Animal will return.